Okay, so I noticed that the lighting was really bad on my mama's on my computer, so I'm trying again to do this video basically on how I use the castor oil to induce my labor as well as my labor and delivery story. So I'm gonna start all over and hopefully y'all can hear me better and you can see me better. Okay. So this is Davion. She was born October 12th, and she was actually due November 3rd. But I had enough of my pregnancy when I found out she was basically at a really good, healthy weight. I decided to start trying to figure out ways to induce my labor. So one of them was I walked, but I only walked about 10 minutes, and I started this about 36 weeks. And they said she was 6 pounds when I went for my 36-week checkup. So I started walking about 10 minutes and just power walking, walking with the dog. And so then, uh, let's see, nothing was going on basically, no contractions or anything. But I was like, when I went in for my 36 week, I was 1 centimeter and 80% of face. So I was like, okay, I'm getting there. Let's go ahead. She probably gonna be ready to come out soon. Ew, mommy juicy. Sorry. And so basically what I did was I let's see. Ooh, trying to remember how I told it on the other video. I'm just gonna have to just go back to what all the details was. So anyway, so that Wednesday, because I had my appointment on that Tuesday, on that Wednesday I started taking castor oil. My friend told me about it. I was looking up the pros and cons of it. And basically what everybody is saying is that, your body, it depends on how your body is. Some people took it and went straight into labor. Not for me. I took it like once every 6 hours, but I took them like 3 times a day and just a little cap full. And then I use Coca-Cola as my, how do you say it, like the follow-up. I took the castor oil, then I took a sip of my Coca-Cola. Now, it did give me diarrhea. It wasn't too bad. It was just normal. It was like, when I had to go, I had to go. So it wasn't painful or anything like that. But it did kick up my contractions. So I was like, cool. I took that for like 3 days. And then you know what else? End up looking up online that, how you can check your cervix. So you just basically stick your finger up there and you just check it or whatever. So I still noticed I was at a 1. And what ended up happening is that that Friday I went in and I took some more castor oil. Nothing was happening. I ended up having some pizza and some hot wings. And so, stop it, mama. You saying hi to everybody? And so, I had some hot wings and, basically it was just contractions, but not close together or anything like that. So, I passed my mucus plug that Friday night, and thank you, thanks for talking. And I took a warm bath Saturday morning, and this is still me taking the castor oil as well. On Saturday morning, I felt like I had diarrhea. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning, so I hurried up, went to the bathroom, and I did had some diarrhea and some more of my mucus plug passed. So I was like, okay. So after I wiped or whatever, I checked my cervix again. Still a 1. So I went, laid down, and I'm actually a hairstylist. As you can see, I got my hair stuff a little bit everywhere. But somebody had an appointment, and so I was like, yeah, girl, come on over. I'll see you at 12. And as soon as I said that, pop, water. My water broke. So I went back and I was like, oop, gotta cancel again. And so I went to the rush to the bathroom and gush more water. So I told my husband, and so we ended up I having to drop my dog off. I had to go to Walmart pick up some stuff. Then I went to McDonald's, got me something to eat. After all that, I made it to the hospital. So I made it there about 10:15, something like that. I wasn't really contracting much. I think my contractions were about 5 minutes apart. Anyway, like 5 to 7 minutes apart. But they didn't even like I didn't even. It was a Saturday, so I couldn't get in contact with my doctor, and my doctor was out of town anyway. And so the hospital just said, "Come on over." I went over and I went to triage, and so they checked down there, and more water came out. She was like, "Yeah, definitely your water broke." And she checked. She was like, "You still 1 centimeter." You know, so disrespectful. And so after that, the contractions were coming like every 5 minutes. I'm on the phone with my mom, my husband's right there, and I'm not a cusser, so I was like, fart the front door every time I felt the contraction. It was so funny. And so finally we went up in there, and it was the room where I was gonna have my baby, and they already had everything set up, basically like the little thing that they put the babies in after they're born and all that. So she said, "Do you want an epidural?" And my husband said yes. He didn't even let me answer. He said yes. So they said after I get the epidural, they was gonna start me on pitocin, help me dilate. So I had the epidural, which hurt so bad. Now, mind you, they pinch you with the little numbing stuff, and then it go in. Well, he did do the numbing stuff, but when he went in the wrong way. I'm sure this is not everybody's experience, but I think more my anxiety made it worse. You know what I mean? I had such bad anxiety with the epidural. So, that made it worse. But he went in the wrong way, and that hurt so bad. I made him pull it out. He numbed me again. Then I didn't have a problem. Now I had a walking epidural, and the walking epidural is basically when you can still feel your legs and move your legs, but you can't technically get up and walk around. So once they had me on that, the only thing that was basically numb my probably my stomach and my vajayjay. Um, they end up starting me on a pitocin, and pitocin actually stopped my contractions. Oh, that's just rude. Just rude. God bless you, Cookie. Just sneezing all on the screen. Anyway, and so the Pitocin has stopped my contractions. Let's see. After that, like, they checked me about 6 o'clock that evening. They couldn't check me as much because my water broke. When your water broke, your body is exposed. You can't keep having people stick their stuff up there because you can catch an infection. Not what you want. So they check it every now and then. My Pitocin level ended up going to a 22. Okay. By 6 o'clock that evening, they checked me and I was only 3 centimeters. So disrespectful. Just three. And so they was like, okay, let's turn you on your right side because I had been laying on my left side. And excuse me, sorry. And so we basically had to, do it on the. I was on my left side, trying to take a nap. She getting a little antsy. And so I ended up having to go on my right side. Now they put this ball between my legs. Never heard of this process, but there was a little ball. It's like the size of a volleyball. They put it between my legs, like right at my knees. A little up on my thighs a little bit. And so they turned me on my right side. They came and checked me an hour later. My doctor did, because I had precancerous cells on my cervix. The scar tissue, she thought the scar tissue was preventing me from dilating. So what she was going to do is scrape the scar tissue and help me dilate, because she obviously knew I didn't want a C-section, okay? So what ended up happening was it wasn't my doctor, it was a doctor in the office of my doctor's office. She was the one that was on call, which was so cool because I knew who she was. I already I did an exam with her. But anyway, she comes in and she checked me and she's right there. So I had 5 contractions and she was out. And at that time, my contractions were about 2 minutes apart, something like that. But yes, 5 pushes and sister girl was out. She was not playing no games. And when she came out, when I went to the doctor at 36 weeks, they told me she was like 6 pounds, 12 ounces. She came out, she was 5 pounds, 9 ounces, 18 inches long. Tell me about it. You just drooling, mama? Ooh. Anyway, so they, wiped her off and everything. Now she did swallow some amniotic fluid, so they had to suction that out of her. She was just perfectly fine. It was. She spent like 3 hours in a NIC unit, just to make sure that, all that stuff was out of her and she could breathe okay. And after that, she stayed with me the whole time. I got something to eat. She came back in my room. She was born at 8:27. She was back in my room before midnight. I was already walking, going to the bathroom. I know she be making crazy eyes, and it's funny. I was already walking, going to the bathroom, and no tears, no rips, and let's see, it didn't burn the pee. Um, I was eating, and everything was good. It was so good. I had amazing nurses. I had like 8 nurses in the room because it was only me and another lady in the entire labor and delivery. It was so funny because they were so bored. So they were just chilling and walking to the room and checking on us. It was so cute. And she was she actually did it wasn't this chocolate. She was a little light. She was a cute little light baby. But she still had them cheeks. And she did say hi. Say hi, mama. She's like, whatever. But I felt like I had to do the video again because I really want to start posting more videos. So much went on with my baby after that. And I really want to start this up because there are so many things. I watched the YouTube videos and everything. And, everybody, they all have a lot of input, and I want to be able to share my experience. That stuff that I went through that maybe somebody else haven't gone through. So needless to say, the castor oil worked for me. It wasn't as devastating. I don't know how some people do it, as far as them having problems, but she and I didn't have it. Everything just was fine. So I'm Nisi again, and I just hope that you all subscribe to my page. Oh, and basically, we can I can tell you more about her. So thank you.